guys, and welcome back to another review. So we are going to be reviewing the Huda Beauty Emerald Obsessions palette today. I did swatch this out in another video a while back. If you're looking for that, I'll link it down in the description box, provided I don't forget to. Otherwise, just search my channel for it. Shouldn't be that far back. But yes, I mean, this is obvi, the one with like a bunch of greens in it. Some grungier than others. You can see some good dips in some of these because I've been really putting it through its paces in like the past month or so since I swatched it. But yeah, and it is what I have on today. I mean, I have to dip the glasses since they block a lot of the detail. I thought I did a good job with it. But anyway, so reviewing it overall. Actually, give me one moment because I forgot to come up with what I'm going to come up with as a rating number at the end. So give me like one moment. Okay, sorry about that. Usually I'm good about remembering to do that first. But anyway, so price-wise on this, currently it sells at Sephora for $27, which is down a little from some of the Huda Beauty palettes, but it is an older one, so there is that. But, I mean, it's still very good. They're still selling it. It's not like it's ancient, but yeah, it's not one of their brand newest ones, so they docked a couple points off of it, or dollars and points. But yeah, so still very much up to date, but they have newer ones that they charge a little more for. But anyway, so going through color by color. I have my notebook next to me, that's why you see me looking down for my notes on each color. So the first one in there is this guy right here, which is a super reflecty one, and its first shade looks like it would be a chunky glitter, like slightly greenish gold shade, and it's weird because of these 9 shades, not counting this one, 5 of them are already shimmers. Don't quite get that. Plus, if you like really, I mean, it's okay though, but if you really build this one up, you can accomplish like an almost wet-looking, super shiny effect, which is kind of cool. And I do dig doing that one with it, but you do have to work kind of hard on it to make it do the thing. So the second one in here, and yeah, I'm blocking the mirror because the light will be bouncing off it, blinding you. This guy right here. It is one of the small handful of matte shades, and while initially in the pan I wasn't expecting much from it, I surprisingly liked this one a lot. So it's this gorgeous seafoam green shade, and it's super buildable, and even if you wear it on its own, it's like a very 60s, 70s, like really retro shade, which you know I love. So I just freaking adored that. It smokes out really easily, and it's a pale enough shade to where if there's any fallout from it, it's not really noticeable or a problem because it's so pale. At least on my skin tone. I can't speak for darker complexions, but on me it like doesn't really show if there's fallout. So the third one in here is this guy here. And this one's a really pretty minty shimmer shade. I thought it was going to be darker than it actually goes on, admittedly. But yeah, it can be built up to be a proper metallic. It actually goes on looking like a lighter shade of green than it does in here. There's some glittery fallout, but it's, again, so pale that it just kind of ends up looking like sparkles. So it's alright, but it does admittedly have a lot of glitter fallout. So fourth one in, this guy over here, darkest one in the whole thing. It's like this grungy, dark khaki when you wear it on its own, but it makes a really nice crease and shader color when you pair it with darker colors. Yeah, so I mean, I think it's awesome. Now, number 5, the one in the middle, is like the closest one so far that feels like it's living up to the palette's namesake of emerald. It's this gorgeous shimmery emerald, but you really have to build it up considerably to get it to cooperate with you. And that is disappointing given that it looks so vibrant, you would think you'd have no freaking problem with it. So admittedly, that did disappoint me. Not gonna lie. So, number 6 is this guy over here. And this one looked like it should have been the matte counterpart to the prior shade, but opacity-wise, it's patchy and hard to smoothly blend out the edges. There's always like visible edge lines that persisted no matter what I did with it, so that was disappointing. So number 7 is down here, And I went in expecting another, like, greenish khaki shade, but this one actually ended up being, like, a lovely, smoky, cool, or, sorry, medium gray. Not cool, actually, it's kind of warm, but it actually thankfully blends out like a dream, unlike the last one. So, um, it makes for both a great transition shade, as well as, again, another shader tone, so depending on what colors you're playing with, you got options. Plus, it's a matte one instead of a shimmery one, so if you want to play with more shimmers in the middle and want a more subdued shadow shader, there you go. So number 8 is right in the middle on the bottom there. And I thought this shade was going to be another dark khaki shade, but it's actually like a super gorgeous dark golden olive. Like, it's like really olivey until the light hits it, and then it reflects gold. It's really pretty, and I actually super like it. And it smokes out beautifully, and it looks great alone, as well as a transition shade. I don't know that I would use this one as a shader, per se, but as a transition shade, yes. And then the last one in there, a nice bright one to end it off, is this lovely sandy gold. And that is indeed what I have on, like, most of my lids today. It's really creamy and nicely pigmented, and although its blendability and feathering capabilities leave a lot to be desired, I do still like this one. So, ultimately, I think my score for this one would be a 7 out of a 10. It's got some weak points in it, admittedly, especially for the price point you're paying for this palette. It does have some considerable weaknesses that shouldn't be overlooked. But all of those weaknesses, I mean, if you work at them, you can work around them. You can make this baby work for you. So I wouldn't discredit it entirely just because of that or anything. I think it's still a really nice green palette, especially if you don't have a lot of greens to play with. This one's a really good one, especially since there's pretty much something for everybody in here. I know some might be kind of scared off by all the darker tones in there, but don't be scared. It's actually super fun to play with this one, and I think it's, like, neutral enough to where, even people who are a little more freaked out at darker tones, play around with the color combos, and you'll get something that works for you, guaranteed. So, anyway, those are my thoughts on this one, so take it or leave it for whatever you will. But yeah, anyways, that's it for this one, guys. So as usual, you know what to do. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you're not already and you'd like to be, click subscribe. Hit that notification bell icon so you never miss an upload. Leave comments down below. Have you tried this one before? What did you think of it, good, bad, or otherwise? Leave it down below. As well as anything about anything, make sure you're following my social media accounts, my Facebook fan page, my Twitter, my Instagram, my Etsy, everything and more. It's all down below. And if you like what I do here on this channel and you'd like to help support it, the donation link, as always, is down in the description. Anyway, guys, till next time, see ya.